Alright guys, welcome back to another video today on the Ghost Flash channel. Today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be working on the Genesis Coupe once again. We are in basically prep mode and as well as installing all the parts that needed to get installed months ago. And we're going to hopefully get them done in this video, or it's going to be a two-part video. But we do have the injectors to put back in that we put in once and we took them back out. So we got to throw those back in. They're 1000cc injector dynamic injectors, as well as I have an AM, I believe 450. Don't quote me on that. I'll go ahead and show you guys it somewhere over there on the workbench, but it is an AM fuel pump that also has to get put into the car, as well as I gotta install this GFB Go Fast Bits boost controller electronic 3-port, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna show you guys the diagrams, or I'll pop them up on the screen, the ones that my friend Juan sent me. I'll go ahead and pop them up right now, and he sent me these, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow these directions when installing this Go Fast Bits electronic boost controller in this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this boost controller unboxed and show you guys what it looks like, because I've been rambling long enough. So let's go ahead and get to the whole reason why you guys probably clicked on this video. All 50 of you viewers that watch, appreciate you guys. So I got the contents all laid out. So it looks like it came with boost line, as well as it came with some turbo tees and then some turbo fittings, nipples, or you want to call them, some zip ties, a nice fancy sticker, some 3M for the mounting of the actual boost controller, the electronic controller, as well as the 3-port 1, 2, and 3-port boost controller, as well as a plug and play wiring harness that plugs into the boost controller, and then it has a wiring diagram of where all these wires will be going and connecting to in your vehicle. It does have also full instruction manual and had basically all the presets and all that good stuff, and I think it also shows how the lines are supposed to be routed, if I am correct, and if not, they do have a QR code you can scan, and it will take you to their website where you can look up a video and or pictures. Have not done it, but supposedly that's what they're advertising. So if we need to go there, we'll check them out. If not, or we should not, because the homies are on the way to be able to help me, so we should all be good there. Alright, so far I removed the manual boost controller and made a new bracket for the electronic boost controller. So it is mounted in the same exact location. Got a nice purple fancy little bracket or bolt there, or washer, what do you want to call it, the dress up hardware. So I got that squared away, and it says I'm going to be using port 1 and port 2, and then port 3 is going to be vent to atmosphere. So don't know if I need to put a fitting on there because it didn't come with a third fitting. So until then, we got that squared away. I'm gonna go ahead and start now with the wiring. I'm not gonna wire everything just yet. I'm just gonna get it ran through the firewall right now. That way I have this section that needs to be in the engine bay and the section that needs to be in the car Figure out where I'm gonna mount the controller, all that nice stuff, and then we'll get to what's next after that. Alright guys, so update. I have it ran through the freaking firewall right now, and it comes up and it's loomed all the way across, and the pre-existing little things that I mounted for some other wiring that I had done comes down under all this, and it plugs in right about there. So yeah, we got that all squared away, plugged in. We already got the ground ready to go. Got the little ground connection right here, and I got my little ground that I made right back there with 3, or right now there's 3, but there's 2 extra grounding locations. So one's gonna be for this, and then for whatever future wiring I have for next time, I already have one more ground spot ready to go. And now we're working on figuring out where we're gonna put the controller, and I wanted to have it right here to cover these existing holes that I had for who knows what I had. Oh, switches here. I had switches there back when I was a racer, still am, but back when I was a noob. So essentially I want that like that, but I wanted it mounted at an angle so I could essentially see it like that in the car. So I got this bracket that I'm gonna basically drill into the pre-existing holes, and that's gonna I'm gonna riv nut one of these holes and mount this bracket there. And then I found one of my old camera brackets or whatever, so I'm gonna utilize this because it just clips right in like perfection. So we're gonna use that. And then I have a screw right here that's gonna go into the back of this, onto the bracket, onto the back, and it's essentially gonna get mounted like this. thread in that hole, and then it's gonna sit in here like so. I'm going to show you. So it's essentially gonna get mounted like that. The bolt's gonna go right into that hole right there, and then it's gonna be ridden in the car, and bam, it's gonna be just right there in your face, ready to go, ready to use and sturdy. So we're gonna go ahead and get this tackled right now, and I'll update you guys after this is done. Alright guys, so it has been a few weeks since I last picked up the camera while working on this boost controller installation. Part of it was I had to get some stuff done on some family cars, as well as some of mine, as well as I was also waiting on some lines. So the lines finally came in and I finished the installation. I forgot to film it, but I did finish the installation. And so right now I'm just going to go ahead and flip the camera and then show you guys exactly how all the vacuum lines are routed. And that way so you guys know how to route your guys' boost controller in the future. As for the engine bay, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a vacuum block, which I'm pretty sure showed you guys me installing that in this video. I could be wrong. If not, you guys are now seeing it for the first time. If I was correct, you guys are seeing it for the second time. So we had it tee off, or not tee off, but basically come off of the intake manifold right there, be able to supply a vacuum to the actual vacuum block. So then let's go ahead and take you guys to the other side. So, and for my particular installation, according to my tuner and my friend Juan, throws that on the screen, this is how it's routed. Don't mind my vacuum cap at the end on port 3. But I also have a brass filter on the end of this, and I didn't have one, and I'm still waiting on mine to come in, so I just have a cap on it at the moment. So let's go ahead and take you guys over here to port 1. Port 1 is going to come down here and it's going to go to a T. It's going to go to the front of your turbo compressor, as you guys see right over there, and then it's going to come right up and it's going to go right here on your boost solenoid, the OEM boost solenoid. As for port number 2, comes off over here, comes down here, and port 2 routes all the way to my wastegate. As you guys can see right, I don't know if you guys can see actually, but it comes down right there above the blanket to that fitting right there on the bottom of the wastegate. So you're gonna have one, so you guys see this line right here, it comes off, goes through here into a T, and I use the end of the T, and that basically runs to the HKS blow-off valve mounted right there, which controls the blow-off valve. So that's essentially how you guys would be routing all this, as well as I'll throw in the clip that he sent me to be able to help with this installation.
Alright, so you have port 1 going into a T-fit that goes into port 1 of stock blow-off valve solenoid. And then the other end of the T-fit goes all the way down into your turbo compressor, the cold side of your turbo right there. Port 2 of the blue solenoid goes into your wastegate actuator, and then port 3 gets capped off with a brass filter, and that should all be set. Port 2 of the blow-off valve solenoid should already be routed to the blow-off valve, and port 3, the one in the back, should already be routed to your intake manifold, so don't even touch those. Should be set already.
Now that you guys have seen those pictures and video, you'll understand what I mean. So this is supposed to basically route and connect back to Excel, but in my case I did not have that option because I didn't have a T or a T fitting over here like he did in his video. So mine was a little wonky, so I put a cap on the end of that nipple because I'm not too sure exactly where that was supposed to go. And I think he routed it to itself basically to cancel itself out, so the cap should theoretically be doing the same thing. If you're watching this video and you see that I did that incorrectly, Juan, go ahead and let me know. That basically wraps up all of the engine bay, ladies and gentlemen, the installation of the new turbo kit. So basically the new things we did a brand new max speeding rods turbo. Go ahead and check them out using my discount code on the screen. Save you guys, I believe, 15% off. So we did the new turbo, we did the new turbo blanket, as well as we did the new boost controller, as well as the new HKS blow-off valve and that little pipe that we made in the previous video, as well as the vacuum port is all new. And if you guys did remember seeing that I had a filter on the top of this catch can, and now I have a bolt. during the whole process of me doing all this, I somehow broke that. So filter snapped off, so we no longer have a filter. We also have a heat shield. If you guys do not have this heat shield, it's fairly cheap. It's about 120 bucks, I believe, off genracer.com. I'll go ahead and throw a picture on the screen. You guys for sure need to go hit the link, or not the link. You guys for sure need to go to the website and order one of these because it is fantastic. And we got a little bracket that I made as well. Other than that, that is pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys enjoyed this video on the installation of the Boost controller as well as the various other mods that we did over the course of these last couple of videos, go ahead and leave me a comment down below, as well as subscribe to see the finish of this process when we finally get tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next Ghost Flash video.